Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is not a friend, a person who may be putting their own interests before anybody else, even in a situation where you would expect them to like be nice because it's your birthday or support you because you've already applied for the job that they've decided they want as well. There's a selfishness that goes beyond just like looking out for yourself, which everyone expects people to do. So they could be throwing you under the bus at work. They could be trying to take something that's yours. They could be spreading your secrets, but they're not exactly a friend. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day. I missed you all. Hello, Boone. Hello, April. Hello, Egyptian Empress. Hello, Grindhard. How you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is additional information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Matt. How's it going? Hello, en France. Also worth pointing out that I drew 2 cards and both of them are the number 3. So that could be an important number for you, or it could be something that you are seeing repeating as of now. But let's see what else we have for you. We're going to start with the Edgar Allan Poe because we got somebody who's sneaky. Hey Hope, how are you doing? How was your weekend? Hello James. What's going on? All right, what do we have? We have the 6 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, World in the reverse, and the 6 of Cups. So there was a way for you to get out of I don't know, get out of the way or not have a problem or not have an argument or not look like you were the problem. And this person who you thought was your friend was like, oh, no, they're the problem. Yeah, they should be fired, or they should, be considered untrustworthy. And it's like a record scratch moment where you're kind of confused. Like, I thought you were cool with me. I thought, wait, are you lying? They're trying to look good is the main focus. And if that requires you looking bad, then that's what they're okay with doing. So they don't really have a sense of loyalty to you, even though you may have thought that this was somebody that you could trust. Hello, Jordan. How are you doing? What else? Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man. So the problem here is whatever they've said, they feel like their word is going to be taken as truth and they don't have to really back it up. But the Hanged Man is telling me that this is someone who feels pretty confident that they've gotten you to be the one who will take, I don't know, maybe the attention off of them, or, it'll make it look like at least they're competent because they did something better than you. But whatever they've said here is going to come back to haunt them. It's going to cause a problem for them. Even if they feel like they've won, at some point what they said about you is going to make them look bad. Hello, Joseph. How are you doing? Hello, Bitchy Tata. How you doing? We've got Knight of Wands and the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Unexpected betrayal, unexpected fight, a battle, a competition, because you thought you were friends, that maybe this person would take it easy or they wouldn't want to make you look bad. But if it's them versus you, they're okay with playing dirty. Hey, Laura, how are you doing? Hello, Jay. Hey, Matt, what's up? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Page of Wands in the reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is a workplace drama. I do feel like this would be someone that you consider to be a good friend in the context of your career or in your workplace. It's not like you're, besties since 20, 30 years ago. But I do feel like there's enough where you felt like you could trust them to have your back or be honest about what was going on or what happened. Instead, they see it as, if I don't get blamed for it because you do, then that's a good thing. If it's me versus you, then I'm okay with throwing you under the bus. If it's you and me running away from the T-Rex, then I'm going to trip you. And, well, maybe that's not a good idea with T-Rex. Maybe just like stand still, right? Or get to a place where the stubby little arms can't get to. Hey Carla, how's it going? All right, so we've got the Ace of Cups and the Sun. Oh, so yeah, this is definitely multiple people involved. I do think it's related to your work, but there's someone else here on the scene, and this is somebody who is a friend to you. So if you had expected that someone would be honest about what happened and honest about their own shortcomings, or like have some accountability in what they didn't do, perhaps on time, there's a third person here who, when they hear that you've been blamed, they feel like they need to speak up because they know that's not true. This is why the Hanged Man came out. This person who's lying about you, they feel like they're going to be able to get away with it because nobody else will like speak up or contradict them, but they're wrong, because there is someone here who's like, I don't know about all that. That sounds like a lie. And I'm okay with speaking up about it. I don't know, Matt. Make it cheese, and then there's no contest. I'll get there first. Hello, Steele. How are you doing? Hello, is it Bianca or Blanca? You're welcome to say that. Just please don't be judgmental of other people's beliefs. Hello, Gary. How are you doing? Thank you. I appreciate that, Steele. Hello, Adrian. What's up? This is the Noisy Tarot. That's not its real name. It's what I call it, but you can find it on Amazon. I think they call it Classic Tarot, but it comes up when you search for like holographic tarot. You can see it has some cool shiny stuff on it. That wasn't a good example of it. Hold on, let me find a better one. So we have Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. This person's going to feel like they got what they wanted. They're going to be like strutting around the office like, haha, I didn't get in trouble, but that other person did. Waha. And then this other person over here, who I think people trust, who, you know, is able to speak on the matter. They're like, no, that's not how it happened. That's not what happened at all. This problem, this issue that someone's trying to blame on you, no, that wasn't your fault. We have somebody here who is lying about what happened because they don't want to get in trouble. They're willing to get you in trouble. They're willing to let go of whatever friendship you all had, as long as it means that they look better. It's not always the way to approach things, right? Especially when there's someone who knows what really happened. Six of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Cups, clarifying the Ace of Cups. And the High Priestess. I feel like somebody takes out the report. I feel like somebody uses analytics or logic, and they're like, hey, because she's got the Torah there, right? They're like, hey, it's really cool that you got this story about what happened and you're blaming that other person. But you know what I have? I don't have opinions. I have cold, hard facts. They're right here in this report. And it says that you're the problem. Isn't that weird? It doesn't support your story at all. It says that you messed it up. So then they have this awkward moment where they have to try to explain how actually they were totally telling the truth, I swear. And this is going to be the weirdest comparison or like analogy ever. And some of you maybe haven't seen this movie. Maybe because you're mature or you have like better taste or whatever. But if you've seen Grandma's Boy, one of the main themes is having to prove who wrote or came up with a new video game. and grandma has to like save the day. But it all comes down to being able to look at the facts, right? So there's this report or this data, somebody who's like, wait, no, we can figure out what actually happened. We don't have to sit here and pretend like we don't have resources. We'll just check, you know, the logins. We'll check the phone call logs, whatever it is. They end up like making very clear whatever was like blamed, or whoever was blamed, is actually innocent, and the person who is trying to do the blaming is actually the problem. It's pretty funny, isn't it? Grandma's Boy. Hello, Woman in the Water. It is an immature movie, to be sure, but I like Nick Swartzen. He's also from Minnesota. What's that chick? Some of you would know her as the hot Velma in Scooby-Doo. I know you know, or I know you know what I'm talking about. All right. Don't make me, because I will quote that movie. I'm pretty confident that's the movie I could quote the most from. Oh, was it Daphne? No, Velma. I know. Everybody thinks that Daphne's the hottest. But when you look at the different people who played Velma, there's one that's like cited as the hot one. I can't remember her name. I don't know that reference, Joseph, but Nick Swartzen's funny. He's not appropriate, though. Oh, honey, I think it's supposed to be Scooby Snacks, but nice try. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Cups. Did I say Queen or King of Pentacles? Because it's the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This is that person who's not loyal. The person who decides that they're going to make you look bad instead of having to take the consequences for their own actions or failure or missed deadlines or whatever. They're going to end up realizing that their attempt to betray you and make you look like you were the problem is just going to make them look worse. In fact, for some of you, this person may end up losing their job because they decided to make you look bad or pretend like they weren't having the issues, right? Hello, Ken. How are you doing? That's not how you spell Daphne. Well, maybe some people do, but not that one. Hey, Pharaoh. How are you doing? I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Let's get a few oracle cards. Oops. Actually, no, we don't want that one. This is the Fairy Lenormand. Hello. Hello, Cheese Poof. What a great name. That's fair. Linda Cardellini. Thank you so much, Hope. I appreciate you. Yes, you are the best. She was in a lot of stuff. She's pretty funny. Anyways, yes, that's the Velma that I was talking about. All right, so we have the book, which is about secrets and wisdom, and I think is a direct tie to that High Priestess. Yeah, you want to lie? Then make sure you got the facts. Make sure that you can't be proven wrong. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and encourage anyone to lie, right? But, like, if you're going to lie to me, could you at least, like, be good at it instead of, like, do something that I can figure out within, like, 8 hours? Like it's, I don't know, an extended house episode. Dang it. Now I can't remember what I did with my magnifying glass. Would have been a perfect opportunity. I think that actually I have one for a Velma costume. It would have been so perfect. Hello, Mommy Queen. How are you doing? Hello, Roland. Oh, you starting trauma in the live chat, Joseph. Do you know, mommy? All right. So we've got the stork. This talks about good news. This is because there's a sigh of relief when you realize there's reporting or analytics or something here that can contradict this person's lies and clear your name, because you're not responsible for whatever this problem is, even though somebody seems to be very vocal about making it your problem. Hey Drew, what's up? Hello, Kingly Eagle. Hello, Eddie. Did I say hello to Steel? I thought I did. Look, y'all are lucky because we got the whip card, and some of you know what that means. But this also is a reference to punishment, right? Big surprise there. They make this little story up feeling like it's going to keep them their job, or it's going to make them look good, or maybe even get them a promotion. But what it really does is get them punished. All right, if you're new to my channel, when the whip card comes out, there's now 4 of them. There used to only be 3. When the whip card comes out, I tell a little joke. So here it goes. The whip. No, no, not the whip. The whip. No, no, please, not the whip. The whip. No, no, anything but the whip. Anything? The whip. Aw, you don't like my joke? Are you all right? Hello, Jay. How are you doing? Yeah, it's too common, isn't it? Sending you protective energy, Mommy Queen. All right. We're going to get a few from the Jack-o'-lantern tarot because it's spooky season. I bought some more Halloween stuff, you guys. It's my favorite. I can't help it. I might have to go back to green Christmas lights as well. So feel free to vote on that. Hello, Tafiq. How are you? No, Mohammed, it's not. But don't worry, I won't be mad if it's not your thing. We can still be chill. We've got the 5 of Swords, the Knight of Wands in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. So misreading the information or attributing decisions or actions to you that were really their own. An attempt to sabotage you ends up creating instability and sabotaging them instead, right? Rolling. That won't be happening. We have the 7 of Cups, the Page of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. Again with the 3 of Pentacles, this is a reference to the workplace, the fact that somebody tried to take some information, make it look like that was the whole story, right? That you were the problem, you were the one that made the choice, but you weren't. So their lie gets exposed, their attempt to save their own job or make themselves look like the best person on the team blows up on their face, or makes blows up in their face, makes them, like, I guess, kind of regret the whole ordeal, because what could have been just a, hey, I totally messed that up, or I angered that client, or, you know, I forgot that deadline, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But blaming you and then getting caught for lying about it, it's a much bigger deal, right? It calls into question their integrity and whether or not they actually would be a good employee. Hello, Idris. How are you doing? Hello, Rachel. What's going on? Ten of Pentacles. Strength. Queen of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. But again, there's someone here who knows what's going on, someone who sees you as an asset to the team, or someone who knows what they're doing, someone who deserves to be supported or backed up. So you have someone in your corner, someone who says, you know what, I know what really happened, or I can speak for this person, I can vouch for them. They wouldn't do that, or that wasn't actually the person who was on that computer. So they get things lined back up again and make it very clear that you deserve to be where you are or even promoted. What else? Knight of Swords. Nine of Swords in the reverse. And the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Oh, are they jealous of you? Yeah, someone comes to your rescue or highlights the things that were dishonest or misleading and clears your name. You didn't do the thing. You didn't cause the problem. You didn't anger the client. You didn't say what was said, you know, like your name gets cleared. And the other person now, they have to explain why they thought it was cool to lie, why they thought it was cool to blame someone else. I don't think it's going to go very well for them. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? Thank you, Rachel. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Bitchy Tata, tomorrow when I'm wearing a different shirt, it's a new shirt. You'll know why I like that comment. Hello, Night Fox. How are you doing? The Lovers. What? And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. Is this somebody who was unable to do what they were supposed to do for work because they were too busy getting it on? Six of Swords, or the Six of Quills. We called it the River of Silence, for there seemed to be a hushing influence in its flow. I think we have somebody here who failed to do what they were supposed to do, or didn't do it right, because they were distracted by their personal life. So maybe they, just didn't do their homework. Maybe they weren't able to do a very important presentation because they got too drunk with their partner the night before. There's something here about not being able to focus on what they were doing and wanting to blame you for it instead of their own decisions or their own, like, giving into temptation. Queen of Paws, or the Queen of Pentacles. She came and departed as a shadow. I was never made aware of her entrance into my closed study save by the dear music of her low, sweet voice, as she placed her marble hand upon my shoulder. So, someone who was trying to be sneaky. I think this is someone who showed up late or someone who didn't do something on time. They were distracted. They were prioritizing other things. But they were hoping they could kind of sneakily either make it look like you didn't do the thing you were supposed to, or try to make it look like they had actually gotten their, application in on time, or their part of the project done on time. King of Quills, which is the King of Swords, and think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he pens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with an angel's. And then this is someone who might have a little bit of an unrealistic image of themselves, like how they think other people view them, or how they present themselves, what they actually offer. It could just all be a big illusion. Exactly. All right, this is What's the News. What else do we have? Machismo. Masculine pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. Laughter, happiness, joy, healing. And frenemy. So there's, for some of you, this Lover's card is a reference to your coworker being jealous of how you're seen, how you're beloved. Maybe you have a relationship and they're unhappy in theirs, or they don't have a relationship, but they see you as this person who's like always got things going in your favor, and they were jealous. So they decided, why not cause a little bit of problem for you? Because then I won't have to feel so meh about what I got going on in my life. Because comparatively, then, you know, like we'd be kind of even, right? Hello, Salvador. How are you doing? Hello, Arnold. How are you? So we have penny pinching, by Felicia, and spiritually woke. Financial struggle, saving up, budgeting, and peace and out, thank you next, leaving and not caring, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, detaching from ego. This is going to be a difficult situation for them because they didn't realize it was going to be such a problem for themselves. They didn't think they would get caught, or they thought it would be a little bit easier. They are concerned about their finances, and maybe they just thought by making you look like you're the problem, they would avoid losing their job, or they would be able to make more money and deal with their finances. But they've made their problem worse. Of course, let's see what we've got for you, Lee, for the week ahead. Thank you for the tip. All right, let's get a few from, this is the Earth and Bones Tarot. What else do we have? King of Crystals, which is the King of Swords. Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Petals. By speaking out against you or trying to avoid their own accountability, this is somebody who's going to be put in a pretty uncomfortable situation where their only choice is pretty much, you're going to have to learn a little bit about yourself. You're going to have to learn how to deal with people in a more respectful way and not try to blame others for your own problems. So they're going to be in a little bit of a period of lack where they feel like they have to work harder to get the same things that were, you know, a little easier for them now. And then they see you over there with things improving for you because you don't feel like you have to compete with others or throw others under the bus in order to be successful. So yeah, they're jealous of you already, but the universe is like, no, no, no. We're going to make you watch that person and see why they're favored. See why people like them or trust them, because you don't seem to be getting it. Cue the Justin Bieber clip. What is it? It's not clocking for you? Yeah. They are going to be kind of put in a pause or a little bit of stagnation because they wanted to make you look like the problem. So Queen of Cups or Queen of Jars, when you had been a friend or had been kind or even helpful with their work. Emperor in the reverse, and they didn't really have gratitude for that, which does kind of align with that grandma's boy reference that we had. I know, he's everywhere. What else do we have? Four of Swords or Four of Crystals in the reverse. And the Four of Petals or the Four of Pentacles. This is you, my friend. You are protected. is somebody who wants to mess with your money, if somebody wants to mess with your reputation, they might find it a little bit more difficult than they originally expected. With the Four of Swords being in the reverse, this is somebody who has their own healing that they need to work on. So it's making me think of what we said when I was like in school. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Like, it's working for them. Not the way they wanted it to. They wanted you to deal with their fallout. But they are, for once, unable to separate themselves from that karma that they've been deserving. Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Swords. And Temperance. The Queen of Swords is you. It doesn't matter what your gender is. This Queen of Swords does not need to be a woman. But the Queen of Swords indicates you're smart, okay? You're too smart for this. You're not going to buy into the illusion. And maybe you don't even have to like contradict what this person says about you, because there's someone else who has the report, somebody else who has the facts, and they can prove that you didn't cause the problem. So therefore, things are going to be returned to balance. And in some instances, the person who was lied about, probably you, ends up like in a better place than they were before, because people see that you have integrity and you didn't like stoop to that person's level, right? Yes, that's a good way to put it, James. I know you are, but what am I? So we've got Six of Wicks, which would be the Six of Wands, but it's in the reverse. So the Six of Wands in the upright talks about victory or success. Therefore, in the reverse, we're talking about a failure. And the Two of Wicks are the Two of Wands. What they were trying to achieve, whatever they thought their little plan was going to do for them, has ended up doing the opposite. This person may need to watch The Craft. Don't send negative intentions or energy towards others unless you're totally okay with that coming right back on you, right? So I hope that that gets rectified, because I have a feeling people don't believe them. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing today? Hello, Erkin. How are you doing? Hello, Mac. What's up? So we have the Tower and the Ten of Wicks, or Ten of Wands in the reverse. I thought I was going to cause problems for you. I thought everyone was going to blame you. I thought everyone was going to be asking you the tough questions. But instead of all of that, my lies didn't really stick. Somebody had the actual data, and now I have some questions that I have to answer that make me look bad. Because they don't know how to answer these questions without being either made to look kind of stupid or making it very clear that they lied. This is the Situations deck. Hello, Electric Tomato. I hope you're having a good day. How was the date, Drew? So we've got Cleansing, Divine Masculine, and Lockbox. The trap that they set for you has ended up being a trap for themselves, and you're able to move forward, maybe even in a better way than had previously been planned for, because people look at you as respectful or having gone through this in like a reasonable way. You weren't trying to make trouble, you know? Thank you, Electric Tomato. Hello, Curtis. How are you doing? We have Journal and Done. Oh, thank you so much, Erkin. I love that. That's so kind of you. Appreciate you. Hello, Tyson. How are you doing? Hello, Red. How are you doing? I hope work goes well for you. What else? Pretending. So you don't have to worry about this having long-term negative impacts. If anything, it might actually be positive for you. But this little ordeal is going to come to a close. You may end up working in a different department or not having to deal with this person. They may get fired. But their little illusion or trying to make it seem like you were the problem fails and they get exposed. You can see with this pretending card, we have two different shoes. And I feel like that's a reference to someone trying to make it look like it was you, maybe even using your logins, and it not working out because somebody else that you work with is like, I know who that is. I know who actually did that. And it wasn't who you think. It is. I agree. Drew. Now, we have had this talk before, Drew. Do I need to teach like a 101 on how to be respectful to people? Hello, Archangel. How are you doing? Oh, I sure hope that this is your reading then, because it does fit the main theme, which is being accused of something you didn't do and things being corrected, right? Things being righted. So I do hope that that's for you. Hello, Curtis. How are you doing? We're going to dive into Lee's question. And I think I saw Grindhard say he wants to ask a few as well. Thank you, Pharaoh. What else do we have? Nope, just kidding. What do we have for Lee for the week ahead? What do we have for Lee? Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. Someone's going to be dishonest about the problems that they created for themselves and try to blame another person. I feel like you're going to notice that something is wrong or something is off and not fall for this. So just know that when your intuition is kind of screaming at you, that doesn't make sense. Oh, happy early birthday. I got you, Jordan. Thank you for the tip. This person who lies to you, this is somebody who feels like they can take their emotion or other people's emotions and get people to see things or believe things the way they want. So a manipulative individual. But this is somebody who is not going to get the outcome or the change that they want through this manipulation. They're going to be left disappointed and wondering why they didn't get what they wanted. It's because their intentions were off. I kind of feel like they're on, I would call it the universe's no-fly zone or no-fly list. It's like nothing's going to go well for you until you address the things that you're being dishonest about. And they're just like scratching and clawing and trying to find any way to get what they want without doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Grindhard. I appreciate you. Let's see what we've got. Was she hanging with the girls last night? Good to the friends last night. And felt her energy this morning. Aw, that's cute. I hope so. All right, so next up we've got Jordan's question. So for Jordan, everybody, if you have a moment, wish a happy early birthday, unless you already have, to Jordan. I hope it goes well for you. What does Jordan need to know? What does Jordan need to know? Justice. Which is Libra. And you must be Libra, right? I like it. 6 of Wands in the reverse. 4 of Swords and 9 of Wands. So there's a decision that needs to be made this week. And it's not going to be an easy one, but it is something that is important for you to protect what's important to you. So in other words, you might have a difficult choice because you feel like you have to disappoint someone or you have to do something that isn't super like ideal, and you may feel like you're choosing between two people. Not necessarily in a romantic sense, but if I do what you want me to do, then you'll be happy, but this other person will be mad at me, and vice versa. It's like you know that there's going to be an argument here. You're going to have to disappoint one person. 5 of Pentacles. Temperance. The thing is, this situation, while being a bit tedious and probably uncomfortable, is going to show you that one of these individuals is better aligned than the other, or one of these individuals is maybe a little bit more mature than the other. So this is actually working in your favor because I think it helps you to identify who you want to remain close to or who you should be working more closely with. So you're going to gain some insight into who's really there for you and who's got some good intentions or is a person of integrity. We wish you luck, Jordan. Enjoy your birthday. Thank you for the tip. And let's do Grindhard's questions. We've got, was she talking good about Grindhard to her friends that she was hanging out with last night? Let's take a look. Actually, let me get some new cards for you. Was she talking good about Grindhard last night when she was with her friends? 10 of Swords in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse. No, she was talking about something that has upset her. A falling out, an argument. I think it's an argument because we got the 5 of Wands that just came out as well. But I don't think she was talking about you so much as this frustrating situation that she had to make a difficult decision about. So this could be like an ex or a family situation. And I feel like she's also intentionally being a bit secretive about your connection. Is this because of... Yeah. There's someone in particular that she's nervous about that could try to swoop in and like steal you. Maybe she doesn't 100% trust her friends. Maybe she just feels like if she talks about a really great guy that maybe one of her friends would get ideas. But I feel like there's a little hesitation here, a bit of a desire to keep you kind of secret, because if other people have an opportunity to talk to you, it might be problematic for her. When he felt her energy this morning, what was the reason for that? What was the reason for her energy? 7 of Wands, Empress, 4 of Swords. I think she was thinking about you. And with timing, it's like there's something here that she's trying to figure out with regards to pacing in your connection. And it's causing her to be very pensive or very focused on what your attributes are, whether or not she can trust you. Aw. You trying to insult me? You're gonna have to try harder, sweetie. Hello, Dana. How are you? Does she miss him more because she texted first? She does. It's like, if I want this, then I have to be okay with things moving forward. I don't have to be moving at a snail's pace. I could be a little bit more communicative. I could be a little bit more available. With the Ace of Swords in the reverse, it's like I don't want to come across as like uninterested or like not communicative. Drew, I can't tell who you're talking to. All right, let's see. So there's something here that is changing for her on a personal level, and it makes it easier for her to think about a relationship getting more serious, or where she wants things to go between the two of you, or how she actually feels about you. So this feels like a positive thing, right? I still don't know what that means, Drew, but I hope whatever it is gets better. I'm gonna leave it there, right? Yes, they do. And they do so with respect. I wasn't going to talk about it on here, but like you spam in my email is not a good look. So you don't have like an entitlement to me responding, just if that's what you're talking about. I love you all, and I want to be as helpful as I can. I want to be a source of comfort if I can, or help you understand things from a different perspective. But I also have to have my own life. I'm not, I don't know, able to be like best friends with everyone. So, Drew, if you're upset, that's okay. You're allowed to feel that, but I'm not going to respond to all of your emails, period. Has she fallen in love with Grindhard? Has she fallen in love? Yes, but she's very defensive. I don't know that she's going to be very quick to admit that she has those serious feelings because it's a little scary, right? We're rooting for you. And there's definitely some positive movement for you, which is good. Thank you, Dana. Did Bond's family hack his phone? Yes. It looks to me like it would be a female. And this is someone who is, for whatever reason, like they have it out for Bond. They want to like make something more difficult. That might not be obvious. It might seem like she's doing this because she cares, right? What is the energy check-in that we have on Bond? 8 of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Swords, and the Emperor in the reverse. He's feeling like he doesn't have control over a situation, or he lost power in order to communicate or effect a change in a situation. So this is potentially making him feel like he needs to lash out, or he needs to protect something of his. So I don't know that he's in a very cozy feeling right now. I feel like he just doesn't want to talk to anybody. Yeah, he's mad at something that was said. Maybe because it was true. Maybe because he just doesn't really want to think about that yet, right? All right, and aw, that's so awesome, Grindhard. And thank you, Curtis. I appreciate that. Let me get some new cards for you, Dana. All right, what do we have as far as a message from Dana's mom, please? I'm glad. For Dana, what do we have from her mom? Knight of Cups, or sorry, Page of Cups in the reverse, Ten of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Rods, or Ace of Wands in the reverse. There's someone that you're dealing with that is, it's like they're trying to make things better, but their emotions are overwhelming. I do feel like this is a female energy. And it's like your mom's trying to tell you to be cautious because maybe you're a little bit less emotionally communicative. Maybe you're able to deal with problems better than this person. But it's like your mom saying, just have patience with this person. I know that they're like overly dramatic to you, or you feel like they should be able to handle what is happening. But just remember that you were also like that at some point. So it could be somebody that's younger than you that your mom wants you to be a little bit patient with, or a little bit extra compassionate towards. What do we have for Dana from Grandpa Frantisek, please? King of Rods or the King of Wands, and the Four of Rupees or Four of Pentacles in the reverse, with the Eight of Cups. This is encouragement for you to stay focused. There's something here that doesn't seem to be paying off, or that people are telling you to let go, walk away, get over it. But he's showing love and support, advising you to be calm, trust your intuition, because your intuition is not aligned with what other people are telling you is the right thing to do. So he's telling you to trust your intuition because he sees something or understands something that I feel like nobody else does. So he might have some insight here into future opportunities or future offers. But this is like a little bit of like a, don't give up. Don't let other people tell you what you need to be doing. Remember that your intuition is there for a reason and it will guide you. I think that was all the personal questions, right? Let me just double check. Yes, yes. I love you all. I missed you yesterday. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I should be back for one other reading tonight, and I do have some shorts to post for you all as well. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for the tips, and thank you for hyping the video if you have that feature. I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.